People versus Willard Turner. Mr. Fanto, good morning.
Morning, Judge. Judge, with Mr. Turner's permission, I'm requesting permission to withdraw from the case. I have spoken with Teresa Patton, the regional MIDC counsel. She's indicated that she will appoint an attorney not part of our group here. And Mr. Turner's given me permission to provide her with his phone number and email so that that attorney can reach out to her.
Okay.
So I'd ask this matter maybe be set out 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
That way they can facilitate, or if you prefer 1 week.
The quickest is.
So 1 week, Judge.
Possible.
Sure.
1 week, Judge. And I will, as soon as we're done here, I will send a note to Ms. Patton.
So we'll set all the matters for the 9th. And this is a pre-trial and settlement conference.
Yes, sir.
Is this with the jury or is this with
No,
not the
this-
jury?
No, this is a pre-trial and settlement conference.
Why can't I have it today?
Excuse me. So the your court-appointed attorney that you're looking for, I guess.
I can represent myself.
Do you
They
want to
forged my signature in the first place. And then he has the nerve to sit there and try to
Sir,
represent me
first
and
sir,
do
sir,
force
hang
me
on,
impossible.
hang on a second, because you have a right to remain silent. I don't want you to accidentally say something.
I'm not. I know what I'm saying.
Okay, well, I'm just.
And I have proof of it.
Sure. I'm just asking that you're not cutting me out. I just want to make sure that you understand your rights, because a lot of people don't. I just want to make sure. I always make sure that people do. So.
They violated my rights when they took and detained
Okay,
me.
well, first off,
So I don't even know why I'm here.
do you want a court-appointed attorney or do you not want a court-appointed attorney? That's all I'm asking.
Why is it that you guys are continuously inconveniencing me? First,
Nobody's
the word that y'all signed to me,
inconveniencing
I
you,
didn't
sir.
even
You
sign
have
my
a court-appointed
signature.
attorney
I
that
didn't
was
sign my
appointed to you.
signature for a
You're
court
talking
appointed
over
attorney.
top of me,
And
sir.
then you gave me a
Talking
lawyer
over
because
top
you
of
gave me
me.
the opportunity to talk, and then you're trying to interrupt what I'm saying. This
I'm
is
not,
part of
because
my
I asked you,
experience.
do you
Y'all
wanna-
violating my civil rights from the jump. And then you're still inconveniencing me, and then you want to talk over me like I don't have the right to defend myself. This is me representing myself. You want to stop me from defending myself?
I didn't stop you from anything. I just asked a question, yes or no. Do you want a court-appointed attorney? And so
I had one, but obviously you guys keeping inconveniencing me because she didn't show up. There was another female that was assigned to my case. They sent me down for documentation.
In this
First,
matter,
it
there
was
was
another
not.
lawyer, and then
In
I
this matter,
asked
there
what was
was
going
not.
on with the
in this matter, there was none. I have two house counsel, both of them are male.
he was supposed to be a lawyer, and then they replaced him with female because I didn't like his representation. He was giving me the poorest deal possible.
Mr.
What
Turner.
evidence I provided a USB drive showing that when the police arrived, I was not causing disturbance. The bank also has camera footage of the whole incident showing that I did not cause a disturbance, but that's what she told the police. That's hearsay. And you illegally detain me when I have no felonies and no misdemeanors. And then you take away a day of my life. I don't get my random rights written to me. They sexually assaulted me. They made me wear a gown, a suicide gown with no clothes on, and a freezing jail cell for a whole night when I committed no crime. And the best deal you can give me after you steal my car because it wasn't on the bank's property at all. It was actually at the bar. I had my car started because I live out of my vehicle, but I wasn't driving. I actually had my car parked. And I explained that to the officer when they came and detained me after I was standing outside. The young lady who was assigned to my case, because I was wondering, like, why did they cut my car and why can't I buy gas? Because I'm out here without a place to stay. I even have documentation that I sent to this lawyer who was supposed to represent me today, but I asked him to, recluse because it's like, dude, you're not giving me the best deal. They stole my vehicle and then they stole a day of my life when I committed no crime. And if they were good cops, they would have did due diligence and watched the camera footage to show whether or not she was saying was truthful or not. But they didn't go off of that. They violated my rights and detained me, then took the vehicle that I was staying out of. I already had dealt with harassment before because I reported to them about human trafficking in the park that I stayed at. I was staying in Heritage Park. I was saying, hey, there's human trafficking going on. I know because this guy, blah, blah, blah. They ignored that until someone else filed a complaint. And then they took my car away the first time. That's the reason why I ended up at the bank, because I filed a dispute with the hotel I had to stay at because they took my belongings out of my car without a warrant, without probable cause. Took my car the first time, which I have receipts. Then I got my car back because that was a place for me to stay. After I got my car back, I called Chase Bank like, hey, why am I being charged for this hotel stay when they violated my rights? They left my bedroom door open when I was asleep. I said no disturbances. They had no banner for me to put outside my door. They just opened my hotel door and left me vulnerable. So I went to the bank to ask why they stopped my car because I couldn't buy any gas or any food.
Mr. Turner, you're
And then
talking
the rest
about a
of
lot of facts of the case, which is what the trial is for. Everybody's under.
But we were supposed to have a pre-trial today, but you're trying to stop it because I don't want him representing like I can't defend myself.
I didn't say you couldn't. I just asked, would you like?
He asked for extension another week, but why?
Because you don't want,
Why
you don't want him
my
as
time?
your attorney.
I had an attorney, but I mean,
Listen,
the deal
listen,
that you're giving me is not good.
Listen, I need yes or no answers to the following questions.
I can represent
Don't-
myself.
You want to represent yourself,
Yes.
is what you're saying. You understand the job of representing yourself. You understand that?
Yes, because I provided evidence of my situation, my hardship. I have it in my bag downstairs.
Okay.
I have tons of proof. I have visual, audio, video.
That's
corroborating
that's
my
great for
story.
trial. That's great for trial for not right now, because I don't want, you said some facts about the case that you don't have to say anything about the case, and nobody's here under oath, nobody's here in a trial situation.
I know, because I feel like why do I even have to
So
be
that-
here when they illegally took
because-
my car
because
and they
this-
put me in a situation that forced me to come before you?
Again, you're arguing a point that isn't the time for that argument right now. So
This is a
do you
pre-trial, right?
understand, do you understand the law and the charges?
Obviously,
Do you understand?
Yes,
Okay.
I want to
Just
defend
asking.
myself.
Because what I would do is, if you didn't, I would have him still stay on as just a second chair. It's like if you had a legal question about something. Would you like him to stay on your case? As
I
a
want
second
nothing
chair?
to do with this man.
Okay, so just making sure, because
I already cleared
you
it.
don't, you do
I
not
just
have.
told you I
you're not-
represent myself, and you just keep
Listen.
undermining me.
I'm
I
not
don't want
undermining
nothing to do with
anything.
this
I
man.
haven't.
The deal
Sir,
you
listen,
presented was
listen, I'm
disgusting.
telling you what now.
And he think it's
If you
funny.
make one more allegation of me undermining you, I'm just asking you questions. That's all I'm doing. I just wanted to make sure, because do you have a Juris Doctorate? Did you graduate from a law school anyway?
I don't need to. If I study
Okay,
enough
then
law,
I
I don't have
trust
to
me,
have
I
a degree
don't
to
I'm not
justify my answer.
Sir, I'm not disagreeing.
You're trying to insult me. You're trying to say because I don't have
I'm-
credentials, that means that I'm not able to defend myself.
Not at all.
That's
Not
yes,
at
it is
all.
a subliminal insult. It's
Not
pretty
at
petty
all.
as well.
Absolutely not at all. I grew up going to the library every day and reading free books about all kinds of stuff. I know a whole bunch of stuff that I don't even need a degree for.
Right. So
I
why
agree with
subject
you.
Or
I agree.
a topic of discussion. Why did you bring that up
because
about
I'm-
why you asked me if I have those credentials?
Because I want to know if you wanted someone as a backup behind you that you could ask questions.
Definitely not this guy. That's why I told him to recuse
Okay,
because
so
he
you
wasn't
said,
trying to
so you
help.
said definitely not this guy. You
Absolutely.
like somebody else.
That's
You could
more of my
ju-
time. That's what you don't understand.
And I'm just-
They're taxing me
Sir,
every day to my
stop,
cars
stop,
and
stop
every
arguing.
time they're raising the price, bro.
You're
So
arguing.
it's like, okay, if I get out of here and you say, okay, I'm dropping all the tickets, right? I still have to pay
So
$1,000
you'd like to
dollars
talk with the prosecutor
plus
today?
for my car
You'd
payment.
like to talk to the prosecutor today? That's what a pretrial is about. It's a pretrial / settlement conference where you get to talk with the prosecutor, and the two of you can come to some sort of.
Yes, that's why I'm like,
Great, so go outside here. The officer will take you to the office. We're gonna put you on the phone. Since you're here in person, he's on Zoom. We're gonna go ahead and put you on Zoom and you can take care of that. Mr. Fanto, you are so welcome to, yes, you are, you can withdraw in this case.
Thank you.
All right.
Judge, we're back in the main session. I haven't been able to come up with a resolution for Mr. Turner's case.
That's because he's giving me the poor options possible. Again, I have evidence showing that I was not driving my vehicle. Just because my car was parked at the bar does not mean I was driving. That's also called designated drivers or people who are in your vehicle. They could have left the scene. They wasn't present when I pulled up there or while I got there. They were present while I was standing outside the bank. My car was still on, and I told you.
Mr. Turner, you're back in the main session. You're not in the breakout room with Mr. Greco.
I know,
so-
because they're trying to prolong this process after violating my civil rights. They have no
All right,
reason to
so
even keep me in this trial process.
Two questions, sir. These are yes or no questions. One, we're gonna set this for a trial. Yes?
This is the trial. And the deal was he was going to drop the
No,
four
the
tickets.
trial is not today, sir. The trial is not today. If you want a jury
But
trial.
The resolution that was given to me was he was going to drop the four tickets.
Sir, do you want a
I don't
jury
want to try.
trial?
I want to cancel. I want to handle this matter as soon as possible. I don't want to prolong this situation at all.
Okay,
And this
so
is what
do
guys
you
are
want,
doing.
it's a yes or no, question. Do you want a jury trial? You have a constitutional right to a trial by jury. Do you want the jury trial?
I want a resolution today. And as far as the deal that's been in place.
Well, there's not
on
going to
the
be a
table-
resolution today because you have a right to a jury trial. Would you like a jury trial? Yes or no?
Why can't I accept the deal? Why can't I accept the deal? What's
You
up
can,
with that?
Well,
Willard,
if you-
Willard, you can accept the original deal if that's what you want to do on the driving license suspended.
The deal was I all 4 tickets are dropped, right? That's including the bank incident. So if that's the case, then why won't they release my car? They got the price of my vehicle at sky high, and I can't afford that because I have documentation.
Your Honor, he
that
won't
I am home.
accept. A deal has been offered.
That's not what I'm saying. You're trying to dispute what I'm saying. I'm trying to address the deal, because if that's going to be the plea I accept, why can't my vehicle be released? Because they had no reason to tow it. I wasn't driving.
So there seems to be a confusion as to whether or not you are accepting the deal and whether or not you agree to the deal. And I want to make sure that you understand the deal. So just Mr. Greco, what is the offer that was made to Mr. Turner?
He can plead guilty to driving while license suspended, the 2024 or the -0067-OT case, dismiss the other charges. And that's what's been presented to him before and what's presented to him today.
All right, so Mr. Turner, just so you understand, and that includes the civil infractions, Mr. Greco?
That's correct, Your Honor, to resolve.
All right, so Mr. Turner, there's 2 civil infractions, no plates, no proof of insurance. Both of those would be dismissed. There is a driving on a suspended license from 2023 misdemeanor, that would be dismissed. The disturbing the public would be dismissed. The disturbing the peace would be dismissed. The misdemeanor for unregistered vehicle would be dismissed. The civil infraction for no proof of insurance from a different time would be dismissed. And then you would plead guilty to driving on a suspended license. So you'd be pleading guilty to 1 charge, 1 misdemeanor, that's punishable by 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. That's up to, I'm just telling you what the maximums are. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cases would be dismissed. Are you accepting, do you understand that offer?
Why is there jail time if I plead to not
Mr.
driving my license?
Mr. Turner,
I have a question.
I know, I'm trying to explain that question to you. It is my job when I tell somebody what the deal is to give you what the maximum possible penalties are under that criminal statute. That doesn't mean that. I'm just making you aware.
I totally understand that, but what I'm asking is, okay, I presented if you don't have income, if you're not working, and unemployment is playing with your money, leaving you in a hardship where you don't have income, those things require income. And the context of those tickets that I got, my car was totaled. Someone was speeding in a residential area and totaled my car, right? The officer issued 2 tickets. That one was stating that I was impeding traffic, and the other one said that, my insurance was expired. I didn't have the money to renew my insurance, so this cop gave me 2 tickets that suspended my license. I had filed a complaint with the city council in Nutley Park. I also filed a complaint with their police station about the officer. Their officer is no longer on the force. But the judge who was responsible for hearing my complaint, as far as when I wrote them a letter, he did not dismiss the charges, which affected my license. I am trying to survive. That vehicle was my residence, sir.
Sure.
Where's the compassion?
What I'm saying is this. I need to know, because today I'm doing one of 2 things. You guys can come to some sort of resolution, or I administratively need to get this case set up for the next step. And the next step would be the trial stage. So did you understand the deal that you would be pleading guilty to 1 count and 7 counts would all be dismissed? Do you understand that part? Okay. All right. So this is just yes or no. Is it just yes or no? Sir, this is just yes or no. All right. So I just want to go piece by piece to make sure you understand everything that we're talking about here, that's been offered to you. Secondly, do you understand that the 1 case that you would be pleading guilty to is a misdemeanor? And under Michigan statute, for this particular misdemeanor, the possible maximum penalty is 93 days in jail and or up to $500 in fines. Do you understand that?
Right, but that's the problem, because I'm living in a hardship. I don't have a home, and that was the only place I had to resort to. So, like, you're trying to sit there and punish an homeless, trying to survive.
I'm not punishing anybody. I didn't say, sir, stop. I didn't punish anybody. I didn't punish anybody. Sir, I'm gonna hold you in contempt of court if you keep cutting me off. I'm literally trying to inform you as well as I possibly can of everything, the totality of everything that's happening here today for you, and giving you every option to make an informed decision. All I'm telling you, and I'm not saying that this is your sentence or will be your sentence. You haven't even pled guilty yet. I'm just telling you what the maximum possible penalties are for this particular crime that's in the offer that you would be pleading guilty to. So in order to plead guilty, you would waive your right to a trial by judge or by jury, the right to call witnesses, cross-examine witnesses, the right to be a witness for yourself, or in the alternative, the right to remain silent, not have that silence used against you. Do you understand those constitutional rights?
Yeah, but my constitutional rights were violated because they didn't catch me driving my car. They went off a hearsay and they detained me. How is it fair to me?
I'm not, sir, this is not the trial. I'm just asking you, I'm just ascertaining what you are aware of and what you are not aware of. Okay? So if you were
in a predicament,
sir,
if they wouldn't have legally
Mr. Turner,
detained me.
Mr. Turner, if you were to take this plea, if you were to take that offer, that deal that they gave to you, you would have to waive the constitutional rights and because there would not be a trial of any kind. Do you understand that part?
Yeah, and that's not fair. That's what I'm saying. That's why I'm asking you, like, how is this fair to me? Because they legally detained me.
So so what you're saying is you're saying that none of this is fair and the offer is not fair. The other option is
not fair.
The other option is I set it for trial. Would you like a jury trial of your peers?
But then that means I have to wait a whole nother month, right? With stress.
I don't know when that date is.
She's already set for me. So
they still have my car.
You're already set. It's already set. Mr. Turner, the jury date is already set for May 7th. I have to have the opportunity to bring people in there, and you have a constitutional right to have them come in. We do voir dire, where you get to ask the questions of the jury. When we're picking the jury, you get to participate in all of that. That's why I asked if you wanted house counsel, because the house counsel could assist you with that. You have studied that yourself, and you claim that you do know that stuff. So, and that's fine. You have a right to represent yourself as well. And I'm not going to take that away from you. I'm just saying there's only two options. I'm not going to just dismiss the case.
But my question is, okay.
Here's the thing. They have a deal that they offered you. I think you understand every single
deal, Your Honor. They illegally detained me for no reason.
We're going to set it for trial. Then we already have it set for trial. We're going to have the trial on May 7th.
I'm trying to get you to understand. It's like, how can you sit there and undermine?
Sure. That's anything you want to testify to. You have the opportunity to do that at trial. You do have the right to remain silent. You also have the ability.
Detained in jail. They lied and said I was suicidal, and then they want to give me the best deal. My car's still in the impound. What about my vehicle?
Sir, you are going to have a trial on May 7th. At that time, I will swear you in. If you want to testify, you have every right to testify. You can be a witness for yourself. You also have the right to remain silent.
Decision. I'm asking you a question.
Okay, so the decision, you haven't made the decision for what? Whether you're going to take this deal or whether you want a jury trial. That's the only two options.
Yeah,
which one
I haven't made a decision on anything, but you guys are trying to force my hand, just like how they forcibly took me and detained me and they had me butt naked saying I was suicidal. But yet I'm not
forcing you to do anything, sir. I need you to answer the question because I have other cases to do. So do you want the jury trial or do you want to take their deal? That's the only two options we have today.
But if I plead guilty, that means now I have a misdemeanor on my file.
That would be correct. That is a correct assertion.
So you dirty my name with a legal detainment. And
all right, so sir, listen. You're here in the building on the phone. It's hard for me to hear you. Just hang up and come right in my courtroom because it's just going to be a lot easier to actually hear you. I can't. The phones are good, but my hearing is just not the greatest. All right, Mr. Turner. Yeah, I just probably didn't hear because my hearing's not real good, so I just want to make sure. So what I'm asking is this: today they had offered you a deal. You're more than welcome to take it if you like to. If you don't think it's a good deal, then don't take the deal. That's entirely up to you. No one's forcing you. I'm not.
I have a clean history.
Stop. Stop interrupting me. Stop talking to you. Listen, I'm literally trying to explain to you what your options are and just.
And I'm aware of them.
And you pick them. Okay, so you're aware of
But
them. So
you're
you just
not
said
giving
that
me
you're
good
aware.
options though, because you already violated my rights. They legally.
I'm not violating any of your rights, sir. I'm asking you, do you want a jury trial or do you want to take their deal? That's the two options that I have today.
And I can't negotiate. I can't renegotiate the deal. Like you guys.
Oh, you were in there. It's not between me. I'm not part of the deal. I'm just the guy who adjudicates everything. The two parties are the ones who talk about the deal. And you had the opportunity to speak with Mr. Greco.
And I'm asking you, do you feel this is fair?
That's not for me to call. It's your case. I can't tell you what to do. When I'm wearing these robes, it's like being a referee. I can call a whistle, blow a whistle, throw a
But
flag,
they illegally.
but I can't give legal advice to either side. If Mr. Greco had a question about your case, he'd say, Judge, what do you think I should charge? No, that's on you, man. That's your job constitutionally. There has to be a separation of powers.
Is this been recorded? Are you
Yes,
documenting all this?
yes, absolutely, absolutely.
Okay.
There has to be a separation of powers. I can't tell him what to charge. I can't tell the police department what to charge. They're the executive branch. But you're gonna sue me for civil rights violation?
You're assigned, whoever is responsible for violating my rights, because you're overseeing this. It's before you first, right? And I just
It's before me because I have.
Right, and I just told you, which I have.
You have two options.
Detained.
Would you like to
They
do a trial or would you like to
illegally
take
detained, forced me to be.
stop interrupting me? Seriously, stop interrupting me.
See, I paid, okay.
No, because you can't interrupt me because I'm asking you a question I need an answer to.
I already gave you several answers. I asked you a question.
So we're gonna set this for a jury trial.
That's not what I want.
But
I'm asking you, how do you feel this is a fair deal to me?
Right to.
It's my constitutional right to not go to jail, but they detained me illegally.
And this is not the time and place to argue that.
How is it not? You got
We're
me
not at
standing
trial.
here,
We're not at trial.
wasting
You're not
my
under oath.
time,
Listen,
when these
you have-
charges should even be put on me in the first place.
No, you have 3 seconds to stop interrupting me or I'm gonna hold you in contempt. You have a constitutional right to testify at trial under oath where you are subject to cross-examination. This is not the trial. The witnesses aren't here. This isn't the trial. This is merely just an opportunity for you, the prosecutor, if you want to talk because you're representing yourself. Your attorney wouldn't talk with him, but you're representing yourself. So you had the opportunity to talk. Did you make a counter offer back? I'm assuming you talked in there.
I didn't get a chance to be hung up. That's the point. You guys continue to violate my rights.
It's not you guys, because you keep lumping. You keep
Because you're
lumping.
part of that.
You are again interrupting me. I'm not part.
So I can't talk ever. I'll let you talk, but every time I have something to say,
I'm not part of them. I'm not part of them.
Conflicted about your morality.
I'm not part of them. There's a separation. Please take this
stifle my.
into custody.
Let's go.
Listen, you want to, you
This is not fair.
Question? Hang on 1 second. Do you want to answer my question? Do you want a jury trial or do you want to take their deal? That's the only thing I have to offer you today. There's nothing more that I can do because this is not the day for the trial. Nobody's here under oath. You have every single right to testify under oath at trial if you want to. But this is not the trial. So would you like a jury trial, which is already set for May 7th, or do you want to take the offer that they gave you? That's the only options you have. You keep lumping me in with them. I'm a judicial branch.
And my question is, why is that on the offer? Why I don't have a right to
government.
negotiate the offer and include what I actually feel is fair? I didn't get a chance to even vocalize that. They just dismissed me even bringing to the attention that they illegally detained me. So why can I negotiate the deal?
So Mr. Greco.
And then you got
Mr. Hank.
Can I have my phone back?
Hang on a second. Mr. Greco, Mr. Turner is here and he says that he did not get a chance to give you his counter offer. So go ahead and give him your counter offer. What is your counter offer?
I have the right to sue because they illegally.
Listen, this is not a counter offer. What is your counter offer?
I want, if I accept the deal, right, I want it to be all time served, that ticket drop as well, because I have proof that I am homeless, number one. And two, the officer did not catch me driving. I was in the facility and my car was still started. That doesn't mean I was driving my car, because you can drive you and utilize your car. He had no proof of me driving a vehicle at all.
Listen,
and then
you're getting into the facts of the case.
Right, can I talk? This is about
It's not an offer.
It is. It's, you said I can negotiate the deal, right? I'm trying to negotiate
This
the deal.
isn't negotiating. What is,
I have
what
evidence
is your
showing my
counter
innocence.
offer? They say that you're going to drop 7 cases and you plead guilty to 1. What is your
Right.
counter offer? What is your counter offer?
I don't sue.
That's not even a counter offer. I'm talking
It is
about.
because I have proof.
Not for this case, I don't have jurisdiction over that, because that would be depending on how much you're asking for, that would be in circuit court downtown.
Right, which is next. This is
So,
tying up my
That's
time.
great, go there. But what I'm saying is, this case is just a criminal case that's in front of me, And they're offering.
Right, they're trying to portray
they're
it as a
offering
criminal,
to
and I'm
drop
not.
7 cases and you plead guilty to 1. What is your counteroffer to that?
And but it's like this is
So,
not.
all right, so is that your counteroffer, is that you won't sue? If they do what? Drop all the cases or?
If I plead guilty because my license is suspended, so I can take responsibility and accountability that my fact of the matter is my license is suspended. But again, it was because a cop gave me 4 tickets. My car got totaled.
I understand what you're saying. So what
And
you're
I didn't have
saying
the money
is,
to get it together.
I just want to understand so I make sure Mr. Greco understands. Your counteroffer is that you would plead guilty to the driving while license is suspended, but you want the fines and costs waived and no jail time, and you won't sue. That's what you're
Exactly, because I can take responsibility for my
Mr.
license.
Greco.
And I didn't do nothing wrong.
I'm just trying to make sure that everybody's on the same
fact that I
page.
provided evidence of my hardship. There's homeless.
I would have taken all that into consideration anyway during sentencing, because that's what I do. And if you don't ask me, ask anybody. I waive fines and costs all the time for people who are in financial hardship, because they can't control that the universe just took away all their money. And there's actually an ability to pay schedule and formula that I look at every single case. I don't just feel like $500. It's not my job. It's not my job to make money for the city. It's about justice for each case, and that's what I look at. So, Mr. Greco, just so the people have an understanding of Mr. Turner. Mr. Turner has offered, and I just want to make sure what I have in front of me, that there's a meeting of the minds. Both parties have come to the same exact understanding of what the resolution is. Mr. Turner has agreed that he would plead guilty to the driving while license suspended on the 240067 case. The other matters being dismissed, just as you had stated. And he's asking if the fines and costs could be waived due to the fact that he's homeless, and any time served would be given credit for because you were arrested the original day.
On January 18th.
So there would be 1 day so he'd be getting 1 day of jail with credit for the 1 day served. As to that, not really a counter offer, but slight variation on the offer. So you guys are pretty close anyway. As to the people accept that as the offer on the table today.
With his acquiescence to a full release with respect to no lawsuit, I think he put on there.
That's correct. I didn't say that part because he had said it. With that you're not suing. You had stated that you're not going to sue.
Can you include the vehicle? Because all my belongings is in here. I don't have the money to get my belongings out of my vehicle.
I didn't hear what you said about the vehicle.
Can you include my vehicle?
The vehicle, where is the vehicle now?
Area towing.
At area towing?
Your Honor, if I may, he does. I think the court has a form. The court has a form downstairs for him to file a motion with the court to appeal any impoundment fees. I mean, because that's really going to be him and area towing. But there is a form for him to fill out.
Okay.
So there's a form down. So I can't.
It's like a motion. It's like a motion hearing.
That's a separate civil case under the statutes. So I can't really include it into yours because this isn't about you guys. There's a different party who I can't make a party to your guys' contract. You understand what I'm saying? Like if you owed somebody money, I can't say Officer Frisky will pay it if you don't. She's like, I'm not even in. So I can't say what area towing can or can't do. There is a form that you can file downstairs for the return of the vehicle, and we'll handle that case on that case.
So if I understand, Your Honor, the counteroffer is that he'll plead guilty to the 2024 driving while license suspended. He'll do this if there is an agreement that there is a waiver of fines and costs we could do time served on the time that he had indicated that he's in custody, with a waiver and release of any civil litigation in the matter, and we could be done.
All right. So with regard to the waiver and release, is that something that we're just going to do on the record, or did you want to send something here because he's here and I don't want him to have to take another day?
I have a very simple form that I can email to the judge's clerk and be done.
Okay. So do you have, so how much time you got, like 20 minutes or less?
I can get it to you in 5 minutes.
Okay. So in 5 minutes, let me recall this case because I want you to be able to look at that form that says basically it's a standard, I agree that I'm not going to sue type thing. But I don't want to put it on the record until you've seen it. So he's going to email that. Ronnie, when that comes in, let me just hit print and then we'll have Mr. Turner look at that. So Mr. Turner, if you want to just have a seat in the gallery and I'll recall your case because I want you to be able to look at that.
This is reasonable claims, but
So
I'm trying to say that was separate incidents, which is how when they were all during that situation, that's how they got my car in the first place because the cops called them to tow it. But if that's not going to release my vehicle, then it's like that.
no, this release doesn't include your vehicle. That's between you and area towing. Like I said, area towing is not here. They can't be a party to this agreement because they're a third
So why
party.
was they called when they arrested me?
They were just performing a civil duty that they're contracted with the city to do. That's all.
But that makes no sense. If they're not.
Oh, listen, it does make sense. If you get hit by a car, they'd send an ambulance. The ambulance would take you to the hospital, and guess what? The ambulance company would
But
send
they
you.
had
The
no
ambulance.
idea.
Stop interrupting me. I've been so patient with you, sir, and you just keep interrupting me. You somehow think that talking over top of me will somehow just change the situation. It's not. If the ambulance picks you up at an accident, takes you to the hospital, guess what? The ambulance is going to send you a bill for taking you to the hospital. Either your insurance pays for it, and if it doesn't, if you don't have insurance, then guess what? You're on the hook for paying for it. Why? Because they took you to the hospital and helped you out. Area towing is just like an ambulance. They showed up. I don't know. There's some kind of situation. There's a car where it shouldn't be. All right, that's our job with the city. They take it. Now, if you think that they wrongfully took it, that's what that hearing over there is for. But area towing is not here today. And I'm not going to get into the car situation with you because area towing is not here because they're going to say, no, we did have a right to take a car. And you're going to say, no, you didn't have a right to take a car. And then I'll make my decision. I'll listen to all the facts. That's not, but what you have in front of you is about the criminal matters, not about that, not about the car. So you gave Mr. Greco your counteroffer. He sent the release form right there. And I have no problem with waiving the fines and costs due to your hardship and accepting the fact that you already served 1 day in jail, and that's fine. So basically, are you signing that and taking that deal? Or are we setting it for the jury trial on May 7th? That's the question right now.
I want to make sure that my car is released to me. If the car is released to me,
Again,
problem.
Okay, then we're setting it for jury trial May 7th.
But I didn't say I didn't want it.
I'm choosing because you're obviously not. You're not doing that, so there's only two options.
It doesn't reassure me my vehicle.
You stated on the record that you had no intention of suing them if you accept your offer and your counter.
Right, my offer was including the vehicle. That's
it
why
doesn't include the vehicle because area towing is not here. Area towing is not part of the plea agreement because they are a third party, a separate party. That'd be like me and my administrative assistant, Miss Hancock, coming up with an agreement, and in the agreement is like, hey, Ronnie, if I don't pay you the money that I owe you, you know what? I'll get Mr. Turner to pay it. You'd be like, hold up, I'm not even part of that contract. That's literally you
because
can't.
they wanted them to take my car, but they had
They're not part of the contract, sir. They're not part of the plea agreement. So are you either accepting the plea agreement as you modified it and Mr. Greco accepted it, or we're having the May 7th jury trial? So which is it? You got 3 seconds to fight because you've read through it all. We've had half an hour to look at it, and I answered every single question without giving you any legal advice that I possibly could. So, which one are we doing? You
I
signing
my property out the car. He said, if I can get all my stuff out the car.
that's between you and area towing. It's not. They're not part of the criminal matter. That's a civil matter between them.
I'm gonna take my chances with the court.
Okay, so you want to go to the jury trial?
Yeah, that's
all right. We'll see you at the jury trial. It's May 7th. Make sure you're here, sir. Mr. Greco, I'm going to place the copy that Ms. Hancock printed out. I'm going to place that in the file.
Okay, I got another one I see in one of my rooms to deal with.
All right, very good.
Okay, thank you, Judge.